kid has a different fear.
Yeah.
And so on a low miniature level, it's how do you encourage that kid specifically in their fear? So what I mean by that, if there's a child who is an introvert and doesn't, want to engage with people, how do you encourage that child to look people in the eye and say their name, forcefully and proudly,
So cool.
and shake their hand? And that's just one situation. For another kid, it could have something to do with school and math or history or bullying or whatever it is, but finding ways to be kind of their training wheels as they overcome their fears, because at one point the hope is always to take the training wheels off, and though they may still have those fears, they're able to ride the bike.
Yeah, I would say another thing is talking to your kids, and like I should say, with more having a conversation with your kids is different. So we have 7 people, little people that are all different. Right. And so we have to figure out when is the best time to have these conversations, but really asking them, like asking the next question and the next question. Well, how did that make you feel? Were you ever afraid? Or, let them remember. Like we have kids that have been in different, this is their first time they've been in the same, they're going back to the same schools. They have been new kids all the time. We have a daughter who's a ballerina who's been in a different dance company every year. And so they have these fearful things that happen. It's like, remember what God did last time? And then how did that end? Like remind them how God has shown up. And so it's about having the conversation and meeting them where they are, not just telling them not to be afraid, but empathizing with them. Yeah, like maybe you have a personal story, but just remind, like, but man, the Spirit of God lives in you. Like you are courageous. Like, you know what? We're not expecting you to do this. We expect you to just go do your best. Like, can you just give us your best? Like, try your hardest, study. I know the test is hard. It's having the conversation and then celebrating it after it's over. After whatever they've decided to do, celebrating that victory. Nice. So they know the next time they can go a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. But I think having the conversation is key so that you're able to actually hear. And then as a parent how to be praying. You could be praying for something they don't have a problem with, but they don't have a problem with that test. But they have a problem, something else. And so you, as a parent, are able to be equipped when you know what your child is going through, so you know how you could be praying.